Okay, so he's 71.
Yep. Full recovery in 6 to 8 weeks. He's stable. 6B. Okay. Cool. I feel smart. And I've like one of my favorite mechanics in point-click adventure games is using a search function. I liked it doing it in Search and Echo. I love doing it in on the Blackwell series and even the second Blackwell game. Was it Unbound? Yeah, it's Unbound, I think, where you play with Rosangela's aunt, Lauren Blackwell. I just love the search feature in any point-click game.
Yeah, it makes you feel like you're finding and discovering and figuring things out on your own without being guided by like a dialogue tree or something like that.
Yeah. It's one of the reasons why I have a deep love of the notebook or combining notes mechanics, combining clues. I really love that mechanic. It's like peak adventure game for me. My personal like, yeah. If you wanna sell me an adventure game, just give me those. Oh, one of those. Oh snap!
Oh.
It's all right, Claude.
Claude.
Understood, sir.
No, first name was not John. Like John Claude.
So,
Oh no.
You managed to find me.
Oh, so Wade knows.
Well, let's get this over with then. How do you want your pictures? Shall I get some tubes to fill my face with? Will that suffice for your front page?
He thinks
no
she's a
journalist.
paparazzi.
Not yet, anyway.
She's but a cub. So, you're hoping for your big break. Surely this must be worth an internship at one of the big papers. Do you want me to call Thompson at the Times and get it over with? I still play golf with him every once in a while.
This is not what it's about. It's personal. I don't need to pay back favors in your own way. You're assuming a lot, Mr. Wade. Ooh.
I would pick 1, I think, but 2 is also... I don't know.
I'll go with 2.
You're assuming
Sure.
a lot, Mr. Wade.
Guilty as charged. It's a stance I find remarkably effective for a man with little time and a tendency to be correct.
Ooh.
You might want to rethink that attitude. I have a history of surprising people.
Mm-hmm.
Is that so? Very well. I'll indulge you for now. Who are you then?
I'm Kathy Rain. Joseph was my grandfather.
Now I remember. You were at the funeral.
Yeah.
I was.
You were late.
I needed my morning smoke. Besides, it's not like Grandpa was going anywhere.
Jesus!
Wow!
That's just like...
Wait.
Look at her, Claude. She's
Wait
absolutely
to say that to
That's
his old buddy.
Joseph's blood
Yeah.
running through her veins.
But he likes it.
Yeah.
He certainly has a smart mouth, sir.
Short mouth, sir.
I
Just...
must say, you have me intrigued.
It was like he was
Kathy.
going anywhere.
What can this old
Oh my
man help
god,
you
you
with?
can't just do that. Oh my, like, could you imagine, like, just doing that to, like, someone at a funeral? Wasn't going anywhere anyway, shoot. That's almost
Oh,
as
God.
bad as the classic saying, "I'll dance on your grave." Yeah,
That I think that's going a bit further.
yeah. I think the insult's just as bad. I think this is like, no, like you're not going anywhere. It's like, oh jeez. Speaking of dancing on someone's grave, have you ever seen the American television show King of the Hill?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I love that show. Do you remember the episode
Yeah.
where Cotton convinced Peggy to get him a burial in the famous memorial place in Arlen, Texas?
No, I did not remember that specific episode.
Alright, so that episode, obviously, we learned that Cotton may have lied about where he was in World War II. And he wasn't in both Munich and Asia. He was particularly just in Asia. And no one knows specifically what happened to him during his time in the Asian region. All we know, and I love this, the show kept this, is that he got his shins blown out, and his doctor said he could never walk again, and he walked anyway. And then he punched that doctor in the face because he's Cotton. So after Peggy Hill just agreed to let this man have his somewhat weird idea what happened during the war, which we can also say that Cotton may have Alzheimer's or whatever, which is, could be hinted. After getting him the grave site where he could be buried, he promised her that she could dance on his grave, and they actually danced with the man with no shins on her grave. He said, "Look, I'll give you the first honor, the first dance on my grave. You get me buried there." So they danced on his potential future grave, and I thought it was very funny.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. God, I miss King of the Hill as a show. Mike Judge's his style of humor is just breathtaking to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Do you
do
know
like
anything
his stuff
about
in
what happened
general,
to my
but The King of the
grandfather
Hill was
at
just
81?
very special.
Yeah.
I wish I did, Kathy. You must know I did everything in my power to help. How do you think Mary Elizabeth could afford all that expensive treatment? MRIs, neurologists, say what you will about Joseph. But he was never rich.
Strange. Grandma never mentioned that to me.
She's just too proud. At first she refused. She was convinced that I had an agenda, that there were strings attached.
And were there?
Don't be silly. Despite all that had happened, I still loved Joseph dearly.
This is a guy I would
Wanted to
hire
help.
a future
People
voice actor.
from
He's
places
excellent.
like this have a deeply rooted mistrust.
I wonder who
in the
voiced him.
rich,
Yeah.
passed on for generations. In her eyes, I had become one of them.
The rich.
So
yeah.
that's all you know about the whole affair?
Are you implying that there's more to know? I left the diagnosis to the professionals. Mrs. Rain accepted the health care, but asked me to stay out of everything else. So I did.
I see. What can you tell me about your friendship with Grandpa?
Joseph was the best friend I ever had. We grew up together, married our high school sweethearts together, went to war together.
True.
I can't even begin to count the number of times he's saved my life. I repaid the favor once or twice, but he came up ahead, no doubt.
So when did you two lose touch? I heard that something happened between you and him. What was it?
The truth is, Brian Rain happened. Sharon Evans happened.
Oh.
My parents?
Yes. They ruined everything with their vile, destructive behavior.
Hi, I'm born here.
I couldn't have that around my daughter or my newborn grandson. Joseph was naive. He believed that anyone could be helped, that anyone could be reasoned with, given a chance. He was just too good, bless him. He should have been harder on Brian, more strict.
Well, we know that Kathy's parents were fucked up.
Yeah. I don't know how to answer this actually.
I mean, I don't think Grandpa is to be blamed in that
I'm gonna go
regard,
with that.
really.
Yeah, because it's super, like, this is again from his perspective, and it's super weird though. Like, again, it's not Joseph Rain's fault for believing in goodness in people. You should never ever take that away from people. That's a horrible thing. That's super pessimistic / doomer, you know. Not every.
It's hardly Grandpa's fault. He did everything he could to set my father straight.
Oh, I never claimed to doubt Joseph's commitment, but I'm not going to ignore his flaws either. Your grandfather often used his heart when he should have used his head.
You say that like it's a bad thing.
Yeah.
I believe it is, objectively. But I shouldn't speak ill of the dead.
Yeah. Please.
Eventually, my company grew much too large for this little town, and we moved on. Not long after that, your grandfather ended up in that wheelchair. That marked the end of our friendship, for obvious reasons.
But yeah, you were gonna say. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
Yeah, not entirely sure what I was gonna say, but yeah, it borders on like abusiveness. It's very much like My Way or the Highway.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a very, like, how to put this? Like, I understand the need to be strict to raise people, but if you push someone towards direction, they'll run the opposite way, and then they'll run the opposite way hard. Not like just go like a tangent. They'll just like, whoop, you know. Like there is a a reason why. I remember this happened younger, and when I was in my younger youth, there was a lot of kids who grew up super Catholic and / super religious, and now I see them now as adults, whatever. Half of them like skeptics or extreme atheist types. It's because they were raised super hard to being religious, and of course going the opposite way because this is all you told them. You didn't let them explore or have a definition for their own personal growth. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, it's a backlash reaction.
Yeah, if that was it as a term, yeah.
You bought a number of paintings by Lily Myers. Why?
I'm known to dabble in art from time to time. Martha, my wife at the time, was enamored with the paintings. I believe she first saw them at the high school which the Myers girl attended. Anyway, after the poor girl killed herself, I bought the paintings speculatively. When a young artist with any talent to speak of commits suicide, it can be a wet dream of certain connoisseurs.
Okay,
Shortly
that's
after
disturbing.
procuring the art, I had it valued by an expert who determined that the value was 3 times the amount I bought it for. Today, I'm sure I would have made my money back tenfold or more if it wasn't for the art theft.
Wait,
What art theft?
There was a burglary at the mansion I used to own here in town. It was all over the local news at the time.
Well, shit.
Eloquently put.
eloquently put. That's interesting.
Do you recognize the call sign Cocky?
Would be strange if I didn't, since I was the one who coined it.
Interesting.
It belongs to a fellow named Jimmy Cochran. He was a coward, really. The nickname is somewhat of a bad joke.
Jimmy Cochran.
Perfect. Thanks.
That was his name.
Tell me
Yeah,
about Jimmy
now we have the
Cochran.
name.
Is he still alive?
That took a long time. What we got
In a
there?
literal sense. He's been held in a mental institution for years.
Oh.
Let me guess. Since 81?
Either 82 or 83. I'm fairly certain it was early 83.
Do you remember the name of the institution?
Something starting with an E. Emerson, Everton, or similar.
Ingstrom? Ingstrom Psychiatric Hospital?
Yes, that's the one. You know the place, Kathy.
Tell him the truth.
Yeah,
Yeah, let
gotta be
I do. My mother is in there. Sharon Evans?
gotta be truthful.
I had her
Yep.
committed about a year ago.
I see. It must have taken a lot of courage to do that, Kathy. Mothers have a lot of power over us. More than most of us care to admit.
I guess so. Do you know why Jimmy ended up in there?
Some obsessive-compulsive syndrome. He became fixated with circles and started hurting himself, trying to scratch the circles out of his head.
circles.
Creepy.
Huh.
I wonder what set him off. I think I'll check the place out tomorrow. Too late to head back to the city now.
Huh. So he saw circles and started scratching. Wait, you think he saw the weird lights? The weird light we got from the photo?
Yeah, I mean, that
Do you
sounds
recognize this, Charles?
Of
plausible.
course, your grandfather, me, Jimmy Cochran, taken shortly before we went to the war.
Oh man.
You guys look like you just won the lottery or something.
Indeed, we were mere children, with no concept of what we were getting into.
Honestly, man, if I get this guy to read like an actual novel, like the e-readers, it'd be great. This guy has just a magnanimous voice for everything.
Yeah, apparently he is a pretty well-known or prolific voice actor.
Oh, really? Cool.
Yeah, on IMDb, looked him up. Frank Todaro. He's been in Cuphead, Transformers, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
JoJo's. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Back up. Who do you voice in JoJo? Because I'm a huge JoJo guy.
Let me see. Yeah, I've watched a few of the first seasons of the show. Tamami Kobayashi. I can't see the full name here.
Kobayashi.
Tamami Kob is what I see here. Can't see
Tell me
the full name.
Kobayashi. I have to check. Which,
Again,
that sounds like a part. That seems like a later part. That was like a later part one, not the first two.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, Tamami Kobayashi, First Responder D, 3 episodes, 2016.
Wow, nice. Oh,
Yeah.
part 3, I think. I think part 3. I got to double check. So-
Okay, that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was about where I stopped watching.
Oh, cool! Wow, you get to the wackiness.
Yeah.
So I've been here's a small thing. So finally, after years of waiting, Viz has started reprinting the JoJo series, but in omnibus hardcovers, and the price point's good. It's like $14 or $19 per book, and I have all of Part 1, Phantom Blood, all of Part 2, Battle Tendency, all of Part 3, Stardust Crusaders, all of Part 4, Diamonds Unbreakable, which is my favorite part, because I love Josuke Higurashi, and now they're printing Part 5, which is up to date, and have announced they continue into Part 6 and Part 7 they have in the pipeline. So I'm like, yes, JoJo!
Nice.
Yeah, so that's hence even the pose of my character, the me Dio face. So, yeah.
Can you tell
Oh,
me
I
about
see.
the art theft?
Well, somebody broke in, stole the paintings, and got out. Fairly clumsy job.
Oh yeah,
Lots
he's
of
prolific. That's really
broken
good.
windows.
He's
The
definitely worth every
strangest
penny
thing
and more.
was that I had a Monet, a Rembrandt, and 2 paintings by
Yeah,
Picasso.
seems like a
But every
very.
single painting by an
voice actor.
unknown local artist
Wait.
gone.
That can't be a coincidence.
That's weird.
Agreed. Somebody wanted those paintings badly.
I assume there was an investigation.
Yes, Sheriff Truman came by with his
Of
deputy
course,
a
Truman. He
few
sucks, by
hours
the way.
later.
Yeah.
But they didn't have much
Yeah.
luck. They found a few hairs, which turned out to be from Ruffles, the family dog.
Oh jeez.
Some stunning police work right there.
Indeed.
I feel like Lenny could have solved the
There
case, even though he was a
single
nervous wreck.
witness, though, who said he could make out multiple burglars leaving the scene of the crime, but nothing more than that.
So, I take it the case was closed?
Yes. I honestly didn't care much one way or the other, given the fact that my most expensive pieces were safe and sound.
I think I'll have a chat with the sheriff about the matter, if that's okay with you.
Certainly. I'll call ahead and instruct him to give you everything you need.
That'd be great. Thanks, Charles.
Anytime. But I'm curious, what's your interest in the paintings?
I've learned that my grandfather went to Sue and asked to see them, right before he had his injury.
Right.
Is that so? Strange.
Right. So that's weird. So he had a burglary, and only the Lily's art was stolen. Nothing else. Not his Picasso's, not his Monet, none of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's weird.
That's certainly suspicious.
Don't give him a penny.
I don't need to show him that.
like, I like to pay you for your voice. Here's a penny. Do you want to smoke?
I don't need to show him that.
Okay. Okay, there's something else I can show him. What's
The picture?
He's being cooperative at the moment. I shouldn't push my luck.
Okay.
Did you
So
try
what's the-
showing the picture of the circles?
Yeah.
What do you see in this picture, Charles?
Fireflies would be my best guess. They can grow terribly large around these parts.
Interesting. So, but what's it? Jimmy Cochran, Cocky, he saw it. Oh, maybe, I'm assuming, he saw it and just went nuts. Or
Oh,
something
not
like
just
that. him. Yeah. This is getting, actually loving this mystery. It's getting deeper and weirder as time goes on.
Mm-hmm.
Also, too, I gotta give a credit to people who write weird mysteries. Those are cool, too. I think weird mysteries need to make a comeback.
What can you
Like
tell
a
me
blend of
about the
horror
Church
or
of the
like
Holy Trinity?
like horror, psychological, or
any
like
other church to me.
supernatural
But then
with the
again,
mystery
I'm not their
tacked on.
usual
It's kind of cool.
clientele.
That's what I mean by weird mystery.
Weddings, baptisms, and funerals are just about what I can muster. And I always leave early.
He knows nothing of the church. Okay, I think it's everything we can get out of him. I don't think of anything else I can show him.
Thanks, Charles. That's all I need for now.
You're welcome, Kathy. Come back anytime.
No.
Oh, he a nice old man.
A private phone.
Yeah.
Wade must get special privileges here. Just some boring landscape paintings.
Maybe you can talk with the guard.
Yeah, Cloud.
That guy is huge. I wonder how many cows he eats per day. That guy is huge. I wonder how many cows he eats
guess
per
not.
day.
Yeah. Speaking of it, yeah. The people who get huge or like bodybuild and stuff like that, man, the amount of protein and calories they eat is nuts. It's nuts. Like eating like 6 or 7 ribeyes a day with X amount of eggs. That's just nuts. A potato. That's crazy.
Yeah. Not the most healthy either, I think.
No, it's probably not. Unless you are, you know, like exercising and doing like, how to put this? Fitness to me is not just something you do casually. It's something you do non-stop epistemically with charts and programs. Well, I won't say charts really, but like, you know, like schedules and timetables and all that jazz. Because if you're putting that much effort into making your physique hit a certain peak or to do something, you cannot just like, oh, I'll just take a nap today, I'll just do it tomorrow. No, you do this every single day, every single hour, forever. It's one of the reasons why American football athletes, they get a lot of health problems the moment they quit football. While football or soccer players don't get really any problems after they quit. Maybe some knee injuries or legs, but not as much as any other sports. The physical demanding between the two sports, what they ask is like different. Like soccer players just demand stamina and, you know, and sprinting speed. If you don't run anymore, you can still maintain good stamina, be fine. Football athletes, or American football athletes, require body and massive weight and muscles to do that. If they're not working towards it every day, they retire, then they just go, their body just craps out because you've been doing it for so long, you know?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. So that's the way I look at like people who bodybuild or like try to achieve that. It's not just like, oh, I'll just do it once a week. No, you do this forever, or else.
Yeah. It's like trying to force your body to be a very specific way.
Hey, did you like the video? Remember to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to hit the bell as well to be notified when new videos are uploaded. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at GetSelious or my Twitch channel, which is in the description below. Have a good one, and I'll see you guys later.